Growing up and up this magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing. Now I hit the scene, daylight lights, camera action. Living in
Okay, Coach, coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Minnesota Vikings. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. C.J. Anderson with it. Of course, a big part of the Rams' run to the Super Bowl last year. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Stafford. He finds a rookie from Iowa, T.J. Hawkinson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 26 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And that'll be intercepted by the Pro Bowl safety Harrison Smith. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Here's Dalvin Cook, 3rd year back from Florida State. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 27-yard line.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Now the rookie from Boise State, Alexander Madison. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It's a first down following a gain of 3. Cousins on first down. It's complete to Diggs. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
First down, Vikings.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 46. From the gun, here's Cousins. It's complete to Laquan Treadwell. And he's got this down to the 35. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
Vikings first down.
Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took. You've got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
Check. Lucky.
Play action now. Cousins. He's got his man. This is Jackson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 yards, first down, Vikings.
First down, Minnesota.
How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. First down, here's the run with Cook. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's second and 12.
He's checking. Crash. Listen to me. 51 to Mike, boy. 51. I got you, son.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And Diggs has it. 12 yards there and a first down.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
Check 6 guys. Hey, Clifford. Get wide.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
On second and goal, Cousins. And he slings one that's incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. But now it's third and goal.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Watch the twitch. Bang.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Only able to pick up a yard, and that's going to leave them with a long 4th and goal.
This situation in the 4th quarter, you go for it. But here, take the points.
If you go for it here and don't get it, you and I are missing our plane, and we're going to the post-game press conference to hear him justify it. Because the next thing we'll see is the owner walking in announcing a firing. There is no way he goes for it here. Get the field goal. It's the first half of the game. You've got time to make it up.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl.
Throwing is Stafford. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup.
First down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Set! 180! 59! 54. It's our time. It's our time. Showing it! Showing it!
First down. Here's the run with Anderson. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Second and 10 at the 43-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Double right. Pick up the ball. Check 31. Check 31. Hey, 50. Check 49. Check 49. Mike 55. Mike 55.
From the gun, here's Stafford. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation.
Check 13.
Out of the gun, Stafford. Looking deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
Let's go.
At their own 11-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Running here under a minute to go now in the first quarter of a 3-0 game.
36.
quick throw taken in by Diggs. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
We got 4. Joker. Kill.
On first down, it's Cook, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. What's the position? Check. Fresno.
On 2nd and 12, Cousins. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And he backs it away, and it falls down incomplete. Tight coverage that time by Miles Killebrew. Just his second incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
On 3rd down, Cousins setting up the screen for Cook. Cook with a first down and much more. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
A first down throw for Cousins. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Lions' 38-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Good route here.
Again, it's Cousins. And a pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Romeo Okwara in there to bury him for a loss of 11. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. Cousins. And he's able to find Diggs. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 28.
First down, Minnesota.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Rush in. Tighten up.
They'll run on first down. It's Cook, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
On play action, Cousins. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
Well, you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
The Vikings on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12.
Gun. That's me. 51 to mine. Let's go.
To throw is Cousins. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short, and this score will stay right where it is. So a bit of a weird kick there. That wasn't an overly long attempt, but that never had a chance.
You almost wonder if he might have maybe got that one on the laces because it kind of knuckled on him a bit. And this one winds up in empty possession.
So the missed field goal, and now they're in great shape. They'll start at the 38. On first down at Stafford. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
On 2nd and 11 now. Stafford. Completed it here to Marvin Jones. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
So after the big play, look at this. All the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10.
Hey, 54.
From the red zone now, Stafford. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Here we go. Check 4.
Throwing again. Stafford. Screen play. Anderson. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Give him 9 yards on the 2nd down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. To the air again, Stafford. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15.
6-man. Check curls, check curls, check curls. Switch it, switch it, switch it, come on, switch it.
Cousins now. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him. The Vikings send out their punter as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. On the return, here's Agnew. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10.
Under 10, 10.
On 1st down, Anderson. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Anthony Barr in on the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Go, go, go. Check 43. Hey, check 24.
And now a fumble. The ball's out. Amendola, the intended receiver. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. And pretty nice work defensively there on the 1st down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 34-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Man, I got you. Hatch it. Big ass.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a 1st down.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another 1st down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. Now a 1st down throw. Stafford. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Danielle Hunter make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation.
Hey, Red! Mark 55! Mark 55!
A shotgun snap for Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 13-yard line.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he has his receiver. That's Jones. Lions touchdown. Marvin Jones, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead. Prater for the extra point. And the lead is now 10-3. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
First down, here's Cousins. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
Let's get off the field.
Cousins. It's hauled in by Doxson. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. So again from the 39, this time from the other side of the field. Here's 1st and 10. Cousins again. Going deep for Diggs. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Lions have recovered. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Cousins now after the fumble recovery. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Knocking it away there defensively, Justin Coleman. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. To throw, Cousins. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook in the final seconds of the first half, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Bailey got the extra point, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Push him back. Push him back.
The final shot before the break, Stafford. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, and ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. 12 yards there, first down Vikings.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Throwing, Cousins, and Diggs has it. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ball game.
Cousins now to throw on first down. It's caught, Smith. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 25 yards that time.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. They'll run for it with Cook. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. From back at the 4, here's second and goal.
Mike 40, check, he's coming.
Now Cousins. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Extra point up and good by Bailey, and that makes it a 17-10 score. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath.
The throw for Galladay is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
At the 26-yard line.
Watch the screen. Check your backer, check your backer. Lucky 48.
Following the interception, Cousins. And this one complete to Smith. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
7 at the 22-yard line.
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. Now Cousins. Complete. Smith has it. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Alexander Mattison with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Bailey got the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Mackenzie Alexander in on the tackle.
Brings up second and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again second and 10. Here's Stafford. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Hey, watch the slant.
From the gun, here's Stafford. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A big third down pickup of 20 yards. Stafford now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's first and 10.
It's going to be a long day.
From the gun, it's again to Anderson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. The tackle made there by Harrison Smith.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Kenny Golladay is intended receiver, and it's third down.
Set! Get a 20! Easy, alert! I know he ain't got it. Double right.
Stafford. Oh, he's going to go for it all. Galladay's got it, and the Lions have a touchdown. Kenny Golladay with touchdown number 8 on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point good by Prater, and that cuts the lead to 24-17. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
The Vikings take over first down 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counter.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Damon Harrison bringing in 341 pounds of power for the sack.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Cousins to throw it. It's complete to Diggs. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Let's get it.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on third down.
Shift. Hey, Ken.
Here's Cousins. Going deep for Diggs. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took up fourth down.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on third down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with it?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Hey, set. 180. 54. Mike 54. I want that. Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball.
Now to Galladay on the jet sweep, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Check, lady. Check 55 to Mike. You run. White. Mike.
From the 50, it's Stafford. And he's got Amendola on the connection. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 36.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Stafford now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. Get on. Mike 55. Get your swerve on.
Out of the gun, Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin on the sack, taken to the 4th round back in 2010. What a steal.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Here's Stafford. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Stafford. Jones has it, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but boy, that was textbook defense. Exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds, and they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you can tempt to play the field position game.
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
From the 16, Cousins, and he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this 2nd half. Instead, it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, here's Cousins. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter, standing just outside his own goal line. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40.
At their own 36-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. If you're thinking of a comeback here, you go to 2016. That's when Stafford had an NFL record 8 fourth-quarter comebacks. But last year, despite playing all 16 games, he had 0. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Ben Gideon in on the stop. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
QB's trash. Let's go. Check. Check hot route. Hot. Check nickel.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Stafford. Open man is Galladay, complete. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. They'll run on first down. Anderson, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Mike, set. 280. I'm coming.
Throwing on 2nd down. Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 17-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
55 to Mike. 21. Here I come.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Stafford. Galladay's got it, and the Lions have a touchdown. Kenny Galladay, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year, as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. A very important extra point there, up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. He'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 27-yard line.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. On play action, Cousins. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Cousins. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
And the Vikings first down.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. First down. Here's Cousins. He's got his man. This is Dodson. Past the 20. Josh Dodson. Touchdown, Vikings. Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now in the afternoon. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jaleel Johnson busting through to get him for a loss of 6. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg him. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down.
That's good for the Lions.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3.
On first down, it's Anderson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Alert! Check right. Hey, Charlie.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. Amendola's got it, complete. First down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Back to throw, Stafford. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down. He's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Stafford now to throw. Screenplay, Johnson. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That'll go as a loss of 5. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
Mike set. 280. Mike 5-4. You gonna see me in your middle. You gonna see me in your nightmare. Shit. Hey, give me radar. Shit.
Stafford looks to throw again. And it's caught here, Amendola. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Throwing again is Stafford. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Anthony Barr able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Say. Stay 50.
They snap it to Stafford. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. So the failure to convert no doubt really hurts, but this one's not over. A good chunk of time on the clock and the timeouts.
Yeah, not only do they have the timeouts, as you just noted, they're going to get an extra one with the 2-minute warning. And that's going to help in big way. So in a sense, they have 4 timeouts in their pocket. The big thing, stopping them on defense now. They can't let them get a first down and make them use their timeouts and get a fresh set of downs. They've got to stop them right here. And if so,
rush coming, and he's taken down. Jarrett Davis coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line.
Check safety.
On second down, Cook. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
One. Hey, receiver. 51 the mic, boy, 51. I got one.
Cousins. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Agnew now to return. 12 yards on the return that time. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Set. Waiting. Mike 54.
Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. A gain of 6 there on first. And did he just clock that? Looked like he tried to stop the clock, but the clock wasn't even moving. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now Stafford. And that will be incomplete. What a great sequence by this defense so far. They've given him nowhere to go with the football.
And they just have to make it stand up one more time because it appears that they've got their number. Can they not have a slip up here and allow the touchdown?
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Check. Lucky. Hey, Haywood.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Matt Patricia, he says now's the time. His guys are going to go for it on 4th.
Hey, 22.
Here we go on 4th. Stafford. And Amendola with a catch. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 11 yards there and a Lion first down. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
He'll look to throw. He'll give this one to Galladay. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down.
Hey, you got your first down. Get up to the line of scrimmage and spike it.
Back to throw. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So here comes the and here in this 4th quarter. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Cook following the penalty. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Now Cousins. And this one to Treadwell, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And now they're going to get the timeout. So a huge play has them in field goal range with a chance to possibly send this one to OT. So it all comes down to the foot of Dan Bailey. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So it all comes down to the foot of Dan Bailey. With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. And this one is right down the middle. And it'll be a fun time in the Twin Cities tonight. The Vikings win it. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for Minnesota, they fall a game under 500 now at 3 up and 4 down. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Lions, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.